Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your monthly reading for December 2023. This is for Cancer and Cancer Rising, and if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional culture cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides, so I'll bring a lot more clarity to get more specific and detailed with your reading. Cancer, I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading as if we're here one-on-one rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So, Cancer, welcome to December. It has been a year. It has been a wild year. There's so much that happened. We went through 4 eclipses. We had Saturn moving into Pisces. We had Venus retrograde, which, by the way, it only happens every 18 months. So it's not going to retrograde in 2024. So it was a big thing because it happened at a time where pretty much every other planet other than Mars went retrograde. So it was a big thing. I mean, we had we had a preview of Pluto in Aquarius. We had the series finale of Succession. We had a lot going on. This month in particular, there are 30 aspects. There's about 30 aspects. It's a loaded month. There is a lot happening. And looking at what's going on for y'all, you can expect a lot of change. Okay, you can expect some pretty big ones too. And this is moving into 2024. We do have a full moon in your sign toward the end of the month, and we'll talk about that. This month also Neptune goes direct, which is a really big deal, and the bigger deal is Jupiter goes direct. And so Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, good luck, prosperity, wisdom, expansion, is going direct. And so you're going to feel that a lot more moving into 2024. And, Jupiter being retrograde, it's just, it's almost like you're not getting the full powers of Jupiter, but, it is starting to move direct. So you're going to feel that a lot more. And it is in your 11th house of your hopes and wishes. Also, your social group, your, groups you belong to, your friends, organizations, even social media, if that's a thing for y'all. But yeah, it's a big month. We have Mercury retrograde. And we'll talk about that because it's a very unusual Mercury retrograde. It is actually going to be retrograding in 2 signs. We will talk about that. Venus is moving into Scorpio. Venus moving into Scorpio is actually a big deal for you, okay, Cancer? Because Venus in Scorpio is your 5th house. So Venus in Scorpio already brings this intensity, all right? Passion. When I talk about passion, like buttons popping off of shirts. This is a really intensely it's like all or nothing. Okay. It's all or nothing. And the reason why it's going to be a big deal for you is because Scorpio is your 5th house of love and pleasure and romance, but also creativity and self-expression. So even if you're not here for love, it's still a big thing. You are intensely passionate about the things that you're passionate about. And there has been, through Sagittarius season, being in your 6th house, that's a lot of whistle while you work energy. There's and we do have a new moon in Sagittarius this month. So there could be something that you've been really working toward where you see something, blossom from that. But again, there's a lot happening. So let's get to it. Oh, one day that I do want you to mark down is the 27th of December. Oh my goodness. This is the best day of the month. Okay. This is when the sun trines Jupiter. And this aspect on average twice a year. And this is one of the most auspicious aspects. So this is a very, so mark it in your calendar. We had Sun trining Jupiter on September 8th. So you can think about what happened for you around that time. It was a little different because Jupiter was really retrograde then. But, in any case, it's, we're only getting it once next year. So it's rare. It's a rare aspect. So with that said, let's just go ahead and get started, Cancer. If you are new to my channel, I remember, I guess you won't remember, but after I do your spread, I break it down week by week. So I pull a lot more cards. So stay tuned after I do your spread, because that's when I go into these aspects and I tell you what's going on for you. And again, we have a full moon in your sign. And this is why this is such a big month for you, Cancer, is because not only do we have a full moon in your sign, and it's a great full moon, but this is happening on the 26th of December, and that's the day right before the sun trines Jupiter. So, you hear that? The church bells right when I said that? Wow. Wow, Cancer, if that's not a sign. All right, so let's get to it, okay? Again, this is for Cancer and Cancer rising. If you want to read for your Venus and your moon, all those other placements. If you know your birth chart, you are absolutely welcome to. I would read both, especially with this full moon in your sign. But you know what? Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Cancer, I'm very excited to see what's going on for y'all. So, as you can see, by the way, my dog has joined me here, and right, Ruby. I don't know. Sometimes she stares at me intensely, and I don't know if she wants to come down or if she just really, really loves me. Cancer. Like I said earlier, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. Really does give the best overview, in my opinion. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, and I think I will for, well, let's see what happens here. And I want to make sure that you could actually see the entire spread because she does take up all my table space. You see that you're good. Like 1,000,000% good, Cancer. You see that, right? Like I did. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're good. Let's get started. You got strength. We're kicking off the month with strength, which is, hey, I love this. It's like this empowerment energy. Remember, that was something that was happening for y'all with Scorpio season. It really gave a lot of that energy, but now with Venus moving into Scorpio, which also brings that intensity to it. But the strength card is all about like that inner courage. It's all about, a lot of it is also resisting things that you shouldn't be doing. This is a card of action. I want you to know that as well. Kind of like the Magician card. It's all about, taking action. It's very active. They are the only two cards, by the way, in all of tarot that does have the sign of infinity over their head. So infinite possibilities, unlimited potential that does come with a strength card. It's almost like you are kicking off this month like in the zone. Like nothing can stop you now. You want to get down? Babe, come here. I think that she does want to get down. And I'm sorry, she loves you, Cancer. Y'all. Ruby loves y'all. But she needs to go eat now. So, strength card. Yep. So kicking it off in this very, very empowering way. I mean, there is just look at your entire spread. I can't this is really amazing. So really hold on to that energy. And it seems like you will, but it seems like it's what's going to really make all the difference is like when you have that confidence, when you have that courage, when you have that inner strength, it really changes everything. Okay. It changes everything. And it is going to make all the difference. You do have the 9 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. Cancer, this is not a weekly reading. This is a monthly reading. This card is all about abundance. This card is all about, look at her harvest. Like, look how she's so glamorous. There's like self-sufficiency, attached to this card, but also this like independence, especially when it comes to money, like not stressing about money, not worrying about money, but really just enjoying like the fruits of your labor, enjoying life right now, enjoying this abundance. Venus and Scorpio. Venus is, this is a Venus card, okay? Venus, you can see the symbol of Venus all over her gown here, all right? So I love this for you. Venus is going to be a big player this month. Venus is really at play throughout December. And you're just going to feel it. You're going to feel it. Venus, all about, again, love and money and beauty and creativity is also a big thing. But Absolutely love this for you. There is a sense of like, you remember how I said earlier, like it's you there energy of you moving, like doing things that you're really passionate about, really being like focused on that, even a passion project. It could be a single thing, but really putting like a lot of heart and soul into it. And you may see a lot of movement with that now, especially around this new moon in Sagittarius, because, there's been all this activity in Sagittarius that is your sixth house of everyday activities, routines, and whatnot. And so, why that's significant is because the Nine of Pentacles is she's not sitting in this like royal garden with a falcon on her hand because it was handed to her. She worked her way she worked her way here. Think about, what comes before the Nine of Pentacles is the Eight of Pentacles, the card where it's just like being laser focused, head in the game, eyes on the prize, working toward your legacy, like working toward the things that are going to fulfill you, working toward like this finish line. And then boom, you have the Nine of Pentacles, and now reaping every, like, you're good. You're good. This is going to be an amazing month for you. Look at your, okay. So the only thing that I have to tell you is that you did get the death card in your challenge area. And so two things here. One, death is ruled by Scorpio. And so this is attributed to Scorpio. Like I said, that is your fifth house of, love and romance and pleasure. Okay, even family and children's in the fifth house. But it's such a great house, and I really do love the fifth house. There is a sense of there. It's almost like those parts of your life that are changing and to some degree in those areas of your life, and it's willing to accept those changes that will be happening. It looks like with the death card in your challenge area, there is also a sense of you transforming in a way, but resistant to that change. Okay. Um, Especially coming after the strength card in your past. So remember what I said about that, like that there was like that message, that energy of like resisting the things that you shouldn't be doing. And one of those things happens to be resisting change. Okay. That I said it from the very beginning. Cancer, out of all the signs, you are going to feel a lot of change. And it's very evident in your spread. However, with the death card, the card of change, of transformation, this transformational process, moving into this new cycle, this new area of your life, in your challenge area, it's almost like you have to be willing to accept these changes that are happening in your life. Otherwise, it's going to be harder for you to continue down your path to enlightenment. Okay, so really spend that time thinking about what that may be that comes up this month in December. But at the end of the day, it looks like you're going to be fine. There just may be something that happens where you're like, I don't want this to change, but change is the only constant in the world. Okay, thank you, Heraclitus, that Greek philosopher. But it is something just for you to be aware of with death in your challenge area. Okay, now look, you got the Three of Cups and the Ten of Cups. You got the Three Cups in your crown. And this is like, you're good. You're good. I mean, there's a lot to celebrate this month for you, especially, this is that card, okay, of celebration. And, what's really interesting is that there's, first of all, this is a Cancer card. Okay, so you pulled one of your cards, but there is a sense of just feel good energy from your spread. It's like all these amazing cards, like but there is going to be something to celebrate. Again, there is this, like I said, something new that is going to be brewing or blossoming in your life this month, and it's something that you will be looking forward to. And hey, Ten of Cups now. So I really, really, absolutely love this for you. There is like even you're good. You're absolutely good. Ten of Cups is, everything here is you see the happy couple, you see the happy family, you see the happy children, you see. Remember, I said Venus and Scorpio in your fifth house, so that's everything there. But even you see the rainbow here, indicating like a promising future. This is the only card in tarot, okay? All of tarot where there is a rainbow. So you see the cups aligned in the rainbow. So there's a lot of enlightenment in this card. So there is a sense 10 is the end of this suit, right? So 1 0 equals 1. So new beginning to come. So again, there is this newness happening, especially because the 3, by the way, is also 3 is not only growth and like advancement, but 3 is creation, and it is like the birth of new things. So there is something new happening for you that's bringing you this like abundance, and it's something that you're going to really love. Especially remember, the 9 of Pentacles is ruled by Venus. Now in your future, hello, you got the High Priestess ruled by the moon. In astrology, you rule the moon. I mean, like, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I love your spread. I really do. Venus in Scorpio is also intuition. Okay, so it's like your intuition heightened, like deeply heightened. So I do love that. And you know, the High Priestess in your future, it seems like there is this like almost like not revolution, like evolution, okay, in terms of like your spiritual side, really going within to find that inner wisdom. And if there are any things where, you know, especially with the death card in your challenge area, it's like having those moments to really go deep, to like have all those answers, okay? It's really just trusting your intuition at this point. I mean, you see like the High Priestess only comes out when she's like, go within, trust your intuition. And she came up in your future. So it seems like you will do that. But I mean, you see the sliver of the moon here. And then, so not only is this, you know, referencing like trust your intuition, you even see her headdress, right? Different phases of the moon. But remember, we have a full moon in your sign at the end of this month. So I love this for you. I absolutely love your spread. I love what's happening here. You're good. Your December is going to be like great for you. Just remember, if there's something that comes along and you're just like, oh, no, I'm resisting this change, just go with it. Go with it. It's leading to you. It's moving you in this great direction. I love the High Priestess. Let's get to your stuff, Cancer. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Let me know what's going on. By the way, I want to know what's going on with my Cancers. And if you are a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you. So I am truly grateful. I really do appreciate it. And you're good. You're good. Holy cow. Okay. You know, it's very rare for me to like be speechless, right? So this is a good time because I can talk. Wow. So very interesting. So there is, okay, let's get started. You got the Page of Swords, okay? Yeah. So you see your entire staff. It's all major arcanas, and then you have a core card here. So the Page of Swords, there you go. It's like this enthusiasm that's coming up, okay? Enthusiasm in terms of, and I want you to have that too, like, especially mentally, because the swords are the mental suit. It's like logic, communication. But here's the thing. The pages are messengers, and the swords, you know, like, again, the air suit. So you could be getting, I would just, again, trust your intuition. That is going to be a big thing for you this month, especially with the Page of Swords now coming up, because it seems like you may be getting some messages. So just intuitive messages. All right. And so I absolutely love this for you. There is a sense of like just moving into this new phase. Pages, again, bring that fresh new energy. There is a sense of you that's just ready to go too. It's like you're ready to go. It's like, when is it going to be January? It's like, I'm ready. I've conquered a lot. And Like you're feeling really good. You're ready for that next step. Again, you have the, Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, Cups, emotional fulfillment, intuition as well, even feelings. But now you have the Page of Swords. So new, new, new. I mean, this is really great. You also got the Magician in your external factors area. So again, new. You're starting this new journey. I said from the very beginning, you out of all the signs, energetically, it was like you are like something new is happening. Like you are having this big change. Don't be resistant to it. You have the Magician. Now, this is where it gets really crazy. Is that first the Magician, power to manifest whatever you want. You see that he has all tools of tarot at his disposal here. He's got the Cups, the Pentacles, the Wands, the Swords. Just put all your energy into it. It seems like you will. It's almost like I don't have to tell you that. Looking at your entire spread here, it's almost like this is something that you're just going to do, okay? Because you're so driven. That Venus and Scorpio energy is going to be a big thing for you. There's a lot happening. All this activity in Capricorn, by the way, could be a big thing for you, especially because, okay, and I'm going to break this down, like I said, later, but Mercury is moving into Capricorn on December 1st. And so that is your seventh house of partnerships, relationships, whether it is career, whether it is love, whether it's, your job or something where it's, one other person involved, like one-on-one. But the Magician is ruled by Mercury, which is why I bring that up. Or Mercury is attributed to the Magician. And so, the thing that I was going to point out is, remember how I said only one of two people who have this symbol of infinity over their heads? Well, he's got both of them. Hey, this is a month of infinite possibilities. Like you are, unlimited, like you're good, the infinity symbol, it's like the unity of all things, it's like you're good, you're absolutely good here. There is definitely something new that's happening for you, and you got the Magician with the High Priestess. It's remember, by the way, what I said earlier about the Magician and the strength is taking that action, okay? I don't see that being a problem for you. I think that y'all are just going to do it anyway with this empowerment energy, this confidence. Just remember with the Death card in your challenge area, there is that sense of like, just don't resist like any sort of change. There is like all these great changes happening for you. And the reason why you may is because you did get the Devil, all right? And so interestingly enough, this is just saying that, well, first, the Devil is Capricorn. And so again, it can be partnerships or relationships that you're thinking about, all right? And you don't want to be in one that's, toxic, okay? One that is not good for you, especially with the Devil energy, especially with the two people here, okay? From the Lover's card, chained to the Devil. And so remember what I said, this card is ruled by Capricorn, and Capricorn is your seventh house of partnerships and relationships. So that's going to be a big thing, especially as we enter Capricorn season, especially with Mercury in Capricorn. There's a lot of like Capricorn energy this month. So it definitely is almost like a heads up. There could be, it seems like you do want to break free in that, but again, there is a sense of like just that could be part of the change is breaking free from the chains. Okay. Just, it's almost like you just don't want to be in a situation where you are not only not in control, but where you feel like there's something that has the potential to kind of just drain your energy this month. All right. So it is something that you may want to think about. And the Devil is everything that you think the Devil would represent. All right. It is like bad behaviors and addictions and vices and even pessimistic thinking. And those are all associated with the Devil. So just keep that in mind. And it can have to do with this thing that you have to make, not resist some sort of change that's coming, but also you willing to make that change as well. And I think you're gonna be fine. You have the Emperor in your final outcome. I mean, come on, this is huge. This is really big. And so you actually know this is big. It's really big, especially because, and I think that you've recently had the Emperor come up again. The Emperor is not only like the ruler of his kingdom and his empire, but his destiny. I mean, this is someone who lays down the laws. Like you're good. This is power. This is true power. This is true authority. This is you sitting in this throne. This is, there's a lot of wisdom with, the Emperor. The Emperor has a lot of passion, has a lot of power. You're really good. You see that, he's fully protected. He has all this armor underneath his robe. You see that he holds that orb, which represents the world. You got the world in your hands. Like, you're going to be fine. This empowerment energy, again, is really big here. A lot of just power. You have so much power. You have the magician, the power to manifest. You have the strength card. You have the emperor. You have the high priest. I mean, like, you're good. Even with the page of swords here, like, you're good. You're really, really good. I don't even, like, you don't need any clarifiers. Looking at your spread, again, there could be something work related, by the way, especially when you think about, well, the Emperor is ruled by Aries, right? So you do see the symbol of Aries, like the ram all over his throne. And so, Mars is really at play this month, and like really good aspects this month. But Aries, I think I mentioned this in a previous reading. Remember back in July, we had the changing of the nodes. That's another big thing that happened this month. So your North Node, which is like your destiny, right? And he's all about ruling his destiny. So your destiny, where you're calling, your North Node moving into Aries, that happened in July, and it's going to be for the next year. It's going to be a big thing for you, and that is your 10th house. So that is career, and it is fame, and it is public recognition and honors and achievements, and you can just expect that for the. For December. Like, you have some powerful cards, but you have a very powerful spread here, Cancer. You really don't need any clarifiers here. This is like, it's clear as day. Like, you're good. You're definitely going to you're moving into a place where it's almost like more like comfort level. Okay, it's going to be really heightened, especially with the 9 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread. But then remember, you have the High Priestess in your future, and she does rule the moon, and again, that is like you. And so a really, really, really special, and then you have all this new energy. You have so much, like, you have the 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups, and then you have the Magician, and the Page of Swords. I mean, hey, you're good. Okay, so as I promised, Cancer, I break it down week by week. Let's see what's going on for you every week. The first week of December, loaded week. There's 8 aspects just in the first week. I mean, it's crazy. It's and we kick it off with on December 1st, Mercury is moving into Capricorn, and so this is very different from Mercury in Sagittarius. It's really, really just having, and this blends nicely with your sign, Mercury and Capricorn, but this again, a little bit more grounded, thinking more seriously now, and it can have to do with partnerships and relationships. Okay, one-on-one, especially because Capricorn rules the 7th house for you, but just being a little bit more structured and practical, and thinking more like long-term now. And FYI, this is a big thing here. Mercury entering Capricorn on December 1st, because Mercury is going to be in Capricorn until February. Isn't that crazy? Mercury, one of the fastest moving planets, it spends only like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks tops in a sign in Capricorn for until February. That's huge. But again, it's because of the retrograde that's going to happen this month and how it goes back into Sagittarius. So Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Venus is going to square Pluto on the 3rd. This is going to be a really big thing for you. This is all about money and love and power and even control. This is like a big aspect. Venus squaring Pluto on the 3rd. So, what makes this really interesting is that, again, Pluto is in Capricorn in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. And Venus, as we know, is all about love and money. And, like I said, like creativity and all of that. So it's really intense. But it's one of those, like, it's so intense. There could be like moments of like jealousy around the time. And it may not be, it can be like someone else, like, and it can be like work related or whatnot. It's just whatever resonates with you. But the reason why, well, first of all, it's actually like an interesting placement, especially when you think about the fact that Venus is actually moving into Scorpio the day after. But Venus squaring Pluto, this is, it's almost like, it could be, if you are single, by the way, it could be a situation where there's someone that you absolutely do not like and the feeling is mutual, but then you secretly like really love each other. And then you end up getting together. It's like that movie, The Proposal, with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock. So it really is like an interesting day. But what makes it interesting is the fact that Venus does move into Scorpio. The very next day, Venus in Scorpio is in its detriment. Venus is the, ruler of Taurus, and it's the opposite sign, but it's not like a bad thing. It's just like intense. Okay. And remember, Venus in Scorpio is in your 5th house. So there is going to be a lot of intensity there, but it's a lot of passion. Okay. Like I said, it's like all or nothing. Venus in Scorpio wants commitment. Venus in Scorpio wants like loyalty. Authenticity is a big thing. But it is a level of like a deep level of, emotional connections that could, be a big theme for you this month. Again, Venus in Scorpio is in your 5th house of love. Okay. And again, if you're not here for love, it could just be creativity, because Venus also represents creativity, as the 5th house does. So there just could be just a lot of like, you just on it, there's in terms of just banging out, really tapping into the, like, is it the right side of your brain? The right side of your brain. It's also, there's a lot of, like I think I said earlier, Venus and Scorpio, a lot of sexual energy here too. If you're here for that, that's like a thing, okay, for the month. Now on the day after, on the 5th, Venus is going to trine Saturn. So so now we're like thinking long term with the Venus and Scorpio. Now Venus trining Saturn, which is all about like in it to win it, long haul energy. Neptune finally goes direct on the 6th, and there's a couple other places, but that's just like already so much that's happening right there. So Cancer, let's see what's going on for you for the first week of December. Look at you. I love it. Temperance. Yeah, you're good. With Temperance, first, Temperance is Sagittarius. And so we're still in Sagittarius season the first week. Mars is in Sagittarius. So again, you just like, it's like that whistling while you work. It's like you possibly working on like a lot of different projects, or just like a project, or just something, it's everyday activities and routines as well. So just staying busy, but in a good way. Mars is bringing that intensity, but so is Venus now. So it can do with relationships as well, but having like this really great balance and just being in the flow and just really enjoying the moment. Just really enjoying the moment is the biggest message, especially with Temperance here. I love this for you. You are getting all these, wow. I mean, have an archangel the first week. Now, second week of December, the big thing, the big one, right? New moon in Sagittarius. That's happening on the 12th. So this new moon in Sagittarius, as I said earlier, Mars is in Sagittarius. Mars is conjuncting this new moon. It's really exciting. Jupiter and Saturn have been at play for a while. It's always been like behind the scenes, but it's I just want to bring this up. It's like, remember that, Jupiter is, all about luck and prosperity and wisdom, and there's just so much joy in Saturn bringing that longevity. I mean, like, they're really like doing the tango in this guy. So I love this new moon. Now on the 13th, and remember, it's in Sagittarius. Okay, this new moon is in Sagittarius, or your sixth house. So something new that could be coming about from like things that you have been working on. Something new in terms of, maybe even, I think I mentioned earlier, like health matters, fitness. There could be something new that you're thinking about, that you really, really like maybe like the past few weeks you tried out like, like a dancing hip hop exercise class, but now you're like, okay, I'm signing up for this membership or something. But even still, this is going to be a big new moon, and new moons bring new opportunities, new beginnings, and of course, we're going to talk a lot about this more in the weekly reading. Now, the day after, on the 13th, Mercury does go retrograde. Okay, and this is Mercury retrogrades. I made a video. I think I mentioned that. Feel free to check it out on, like, just things to avoid while Mercury is retrograde. It does bring delays and confusion and a lot of miscommunication. And so this could be, but it's also like a window to the past in a sense, because Mercury retrograde is, brings up the past. And so remember, Capricorn is your seventh house. So this is where you could be like reassessing things when it comes to partnerships and relationships, or reevaluating things. It's not a bad thing. It's just like, it could be like, even people from the past can resurface around this time. Okay. So keep that in mind. The Mercury will be retrograde in Capricorn until, well, this is when it goes back to Sagittarius. It's next week, but okay, let's just focus on this week. So we have the new moon in Sagittarius and Mercury going retrograde. We also have Mercury sextiling Venus. I love that. That's going to happen on December 11th. Again, we'll talk more about this when the time comes, okay, when we do the weekly. All right, so let's see what's going on for you, Cancer, for the second week of December. So, we got the Ace of Wands during the week of the new moon in Sagittarius. You're good. You're good. And this is just completely aligning with the fact that, like I said, this new moon is going to bring you some new opportunity, new beginning. And then you have the Ace of Wands, aces ushering in that new change, bringing in new opportunities, new beginnings, especially with your passions. And then remember, I said this new moon in Sagittarius is in your sixth house, which is like passion projects and whatnot. And but you're good. You're absolutely good. You're going to be fine. Just expect some new thing to start blossoming for you this week, especially this month, for sure. Now, the third week of December, I love how it kicks off on the 18th with Mercury trining Jupiter. We'll talk about that. It's very earthy, very grounded, but I love this trine. It's a beautiful trine. And, like I said, there could be some people from the past that come around, or you could be thinking about them. There is, on the 21st, we do officially enter Capricorn season. So now we're talking like really serious, like long-term goals, like rolling up your sleeves and really becoming a little bit more like focused on things that have to do with partnerships and relationships. Again, it can be work. It's whatever resonates with you. Being very practical, but also like ambitious. Like, think about Capricorn, right? So that is the same day as the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern. And then just the day after, we have Mercury Kazemi, and we love those. That's when Mercury is in the heart of the sun. On that same day, and this is what makes it really interesting, this Mercury retrograde, is that Mercury goes back into Sagittarius. And we'll talk about this more in the weekly, but this is really like it's just really interesting. All right, so it's going from partnerships where you may be rethinking, reevaluating, and now reassessing and reevaluating matters of the sixth house again. That is everyday activities. It is, something that could have started around that new moon as well, because that was in Sagittarius. So keep that in mind. So let's see what's going on for you for the third week of December. You're good. You're fine. So, like I said, remember how I mentioned like the Three of Cups, like three is all about new beginnings and the birth of new things. Well, you have the Three of Wands, which is the same thing. This is you just ready to go out there and start this change and really go explore. Also, a lot of self-discovery, just going out there. And you see that it's all sky here. They say the sky's the limit, right? And you got the two cards with the infinity symbol. Like this is like you're good. You're absolutely good. You're really good. Yeah, just expect, you have the Ace of Wands and then the Three of Wands as well. So there is definitely something new. It's like unarguable at this point. Um, Especially with career and your passions. Again, you have the Emperor in your final outcome. As I explained, the Emperor is Aries. That is your 10th house of career. And now you have the Three of Wands, which is Sun in Aries. And the Sun is actually exalted in Aries. Like this is an absolutely great card. And again, it could be something new with career because wands are career too. Enterprise, work, career. Hey, you're good. You're absolutely good. So, the last week of December, I really like the way it starts out on the 25th with Venus trining Neptune. But what I love about this is the day before that, the sun will sextile Saturn. And so around this time, the 24th, the 25th of December, is when you could actually start thinking about your New Year's resolutions. If you think about if you do that, you could be doing it a little bit early. I really love Venus trine Neptune. We'll talk about that more when the time comes. But it's just like Neptune is just all about compassion. It's just so imaginative. It's using your imagination. But Venus is, remember, like just don't forget you have 9 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread ruled by Venus. Now, the big day on the 26th, full moon in your sign. Big, big change. I love this full moon. The only thing is, I'm sorry, I know. It's like, oh, don't say it. It's not a bad thing. It's Mercury will square Neptune this day. This is coming right after Venus is trining Neptune. So Mercury squaring Neptune at this point, Neptune, remember, has gone direct. And so Neptune can bring a little bit of like illusion. And then remember, Mercury is retrograde. So there could just be something foggy around this time. But, this full moon is bigger than that aspect. So just, know what you want and just know that there may be something that you're just like, what? But at the same time, again, this full moon in Cancer, full moons illuminate, so a lot of things being illuminated. Something could also be coming to an end as this new thing comes that starts to transpire in your life. What I love about this full moon in Cancer is that it is the day after that the sun trines Jupiter, which I explained is the best day of the month. So you're good. You golden time. And this is, the holidays. It's so it's a great time leading up to New Year's. And so sun trining Jupiter, just, Jupiter again, it's just such this is just a very optimistic day. It's a very optimistic day. And it, again, with the sun being in Capricorn, it can have to do with partnerships and relationships. There could be something new there around that time. And, the same day on the 27th, Mercury will conjunct Mars. Just so much happening. It's not even funny. It's so crazy because Mercury, remember, has gone into Sagittarius at this point. Mars is in Aries at this point. So these are the two houses in the zodiac wheel that have to do with work and your career. And Mercury conjuncting Mars is just very like Einstein. It's just like clarity. So the really big week for you. And then on the 29th, Venus leaves Scorpio and moves into Sagittarius. We'll talk more about that in the weekly. Jupiter officially goes direct on the 30th. And then New Year's Eve, absolutely amazing day. It is the perfect day to go out. I love that there's this golden, like, Earth trine happening. With the moon in Virgo, Jupiter in Taurus, and then Sun in Capricorn. So like there's, don't forget Pluto's in. I mean, there's just this is such a I love this. I love this. So let's see what's going on for you for the last week of December. And you're good. You have the King of Wands. You're absolutely good. You see how it's all leading up to like you're good. You're good. So here's the thing. This 9 of Pentacles in the heart of your spread, remember that is money and wealth with the Pentacles. Interestingly enough, it is the only Pentacles card that you did get. I mean, you got the Magician, but the Magician, there's a Pentacle in that card. But one thing that's happening here is you did get Strength, and then you're ending with the King of Wands. And so Strength is attributed to Leo. And so you have the King of Wands, who is Leo, okay? And so there's a lot of that Leo energy. It's and the point I'm making is that that's your second house of money. And so yeah, and this is very like you just sitting in that throne again, like just all that passion. Wands are passions, like you and all your wands. You have the Ace of Wands, the Three of Wands, and then the King of Wands. It's like something needs brewing. You're going for it. You love it. You're ready for it. And then it leads you to you sitting confidently in this throne. A lot of changes, okay? Like very transformational energy that comes with the King of Wands. Very entrepreneurial energy with him as well. But it's just like, hey, it's almost like this restless energy, especially with that Page of Swords that came in really strongly for me right here. And then the King of Wands now showing up, and it's like, whoa, like that, like you can even see the King of Wands, like tilting out of his chair, out of his throne. Like he doesn't want to sit there. He's like so full of passion. He wants to like pursue more passions, and it's he wants to help people with their passion. It's just it's amazing. He's a very influential, powerful king, and very likable too. And then you have the Emperor in your final outcome, like so much power. Such a powerful spread. Cancer, you're amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, let me know what's happening. And if you're a subscriber, thanks so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. Y'all are good. Y'all are good. You just expect a lot of newness, and then just the fact that you have it's just such a powerful, fun, exciting, a lot of new stuff happening, but there's this level of comfort, but also like power that your spread has. Again, you getting like the 2 cards with, the infinity symbol, all these, like you're good. Cancer, thanks so much. I'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye.